EIV News, now with Decision 08 coverage.
Good evening, everyone. You're watching EIV News at 5:30. I'm Casey Shane.
And I'm Cassidy Brettler. On election night, Obama clinched swing states, even a state that hasn't gone blue in over 40 years. Supporters were screaming here in Boston all the way to Chicago, where Obama spoke to hundreds of thousands of people. Moments after the presidential race was called for Senator Barack Obama, the streets of Boston were filled with cheers. Hundreds of people flooded Copley Square for a rolling rally through the city. The celebration included a rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner, chanting, hugging, and high fives. The excitement moved quickly to the steps of the Boston Public Library and onto Christian Science Park, where some went swimming in the reflecting pool. Boston police were out in large forces to keep the revelers' celebration under control. And it's yes to income taxes and marijuana, but no to dog racing. State residents weighed in on 3 controversial ballot questions on Election Day. Voters chose 2-1 to keep paying income tax in Massachusetts. Residents voted to decriminalize an ounce or less of marijuana, and greyhound dog racing will be banned by 2010. Thanks, James. Thank you for watching the EIV News Election Special. I'm Cassidy Brettler.
And I'm Casey Shane. Good night to everyone, and thanks for tuning in.
EIV News at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. You're watching EIV News at 5:30. I'm Cassidy Brettler.
And I'm Casey Shane. President-elect Barack Obama has vowed to increase the amount of U.S. troops in Afghanistan to hunt down Osama bin Laden.
CIA officials warn, however, that this will not be an easy task. Intelligence agents haven't even had a solid lead on bin Laden's location since 2001. The U.S. has offered a $25 million reward for information that would lead to bin Laden's capture, but officials in the area report that many citizens would find that to be dishonorable. The Somali pirate attacks are triggering cautious responses from Norway. A major Norwegian shipping group has ordered more than 90 tankers to go around Africa that would normally go through the Suez Canal. This diversion will add many days and thousands of miles to the Norwegian tankers. The pirates have hijacked 36 ships just in the past year, including a Ukrainian warship still holding arms. Coming up after the break, find out President Bush's plan to ease travel congestion during the holidays.
And what happens when the Celtics put on their bowling shoes? I'll have that answer for you right after the break. Thanks for watching EIV News at 5:30. I'm Casey Shane.
And I'm Cassidy Brettler. Stay tuned for EIV News at 6 after this quick commercial break. Hey guys, welcome back to the Lion's Den. I'm Cassidy Brettler. So if you're at all interested in participating in a sport, you should definitely think about these opportunities. It can be an awesome way to get some exercise and meet some great people. For today's show, we've got everything from women's lacrosse to dodgeball, and a look back at the men's volleyball team's very first season at Emerson. We said on an earlier show a couple weeks ago that hopefully they'll be better than last year. They won 4 games total last year. Now, like you said, they're on a 5-game winning streak. It's crazy. Their coach, Blanchard, is looking to build on last year's 1-9 record. They didn't look too good last year, but, you know, if you start at the bottom, there's only one way to go. Their top player right now is the junior captain, Pete Carl. He's leading the Lions in every category, offense, defense, and pitching. You have 4 scorers on the team in double figures. Yeah, they've got huge offensive production so far. They have 84 goals in 6 games. That's crazy. I don't even know what to expect from her for the last games of the season. There's 3 games left. Who knows what she could get done in those. Last weekend, Emerson hosted a huge underground dodgeball tournament. Now, Dan, if you've noticed, there's one important part of keeping in shape at Emerson that we haven't talked about yet, and that's nutrition. So right now we have Robin Keevitt here in the studio to talk to us about ways to keep an eye on what you're eating while you're at school. If you were going to go into the dining hall, or you were advising a student going into the dining hall, I mean, you've got hamburgers, you've got pasta, cereal, salad, everything you could imagine, basically. What do you think would be the healthiest option? Thanks for watching the Lion's Den, where Emerson sports are always the main event. It's the eve of the inauguration, and Arab Americans are celebrating here in Washington, D.C. Arab Americans from across the country pledged their support for Barack Obama all the way through the 2008 election, helping him to become the next president of the United States. Tonight, it is finally their night to celebrate the bright future of America. Well, the lion has been released, but the doctor is ordering this cat back into his cage. It seems that stress was the cause of Senator Kennedy's seizure yesterday, but hopefully a little post-inauguration R&R will put him back on his feet in no time. With WEBN News, I'm Cassidy Brettler, reporting from Washington, D.C. I'm standing outside the Blair House. We're waiting for the Obama family to return for the evening. Earlier today, the Obamas and the Bidens both attended the We Are One concert at the Lincoln Memorial. Later this evening, the Obamas are expected to be making an appearance at the African American Ball, where we have a crew. In Washington, D.C., I'm Cassidy Brettler. This and this may look easy, but don't let them fool you. They just make it look that way. Tanith Belbin and Ben Augusto are only in their 20s, but they are already seasoned veterans in a sport catered to youth.
Obviously, I'm very young, but in this sport, I am a veteran, so it's really interesting. It's a fun role to play.
Their biggest accomplishment so far? Bringing home America's first ice dancing silver medal in the 2006 Winter Olympics. But that's not all. They're also 5-time U.S. national champions and world silver medalists. But there were bumps along the ice. Ben's recent injury forced them to miss the U.S. championship this year.
I'm almost back to full strength now. We're doing our run-throughs of our programs, doing all the lifts, doing the spins. So it's been really great.
With renewed strength, the couple can focus once again on being the face of American figure skating.
I know that the younger skaters at our own rinks where we train have said that they've looked up to us because we do work really well together. We don't waste time fighting or bickering on the ice, and we just try to keep a positive atmosphere.
Tanith and Ben's dynamic personalities face their biggest challenge yet, turning that silver medal into a gold one next February in Vancouver.
I want to be able to get my head back to that place in a way that I was in 2006, where I just head in without expectation, with a fresh mind, and just allowing myself to experience this dream.
That dream has a new coach, new programs, and a whole new approach 4 years later. In a way, they are back at the beginning, overcoming the odds to be better than before.
It's kind of full circle for us, but I feel blessed that I can go in with both flags over my head in a sense, and I know that some people may not understand that, but I can't wait. I think it's going to be amazing, and Canada and winter sports go hand in hand, so I think I'm getting the best of both worlds.
For EIV News, I'm Cassidy Brettler.